And good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. This is Greg Harris. This is Al Laws, the Love Doctor.
The Love Doctor, baby.
And here we are bringing to you another recording session of Advice for Life. And we are excited to have you all out there in Facebook land to check us out as we go into another series and another session of how to make your relationships better. Right, Al?
Absolutely. So check us out. What we want you to do is to listen to the show. If you want to know more about how to make your relationships better and brighter, this is the place for you to be. You can join us every Tuesday, unless we give you another time, but usually it's going to be Tuesdays. We do live recording. You get a chance to see us, actually what we're recording for the show, upcoming shows that we're doing. And you get a chance to get the first take, the live performance of that.
Right.
And you get some nuggets of truth that are going to make you in a relationship expert. Let me tell you something. You don't want to miss these shows. They're going to bless your life. They're going to give you insights. They're going to help you see things in a way that you haven't seen them before. So listen up. We're going to do two parts. We're going to do the first part because we only get 30 minutes on the Facebook Live. And then we're going to give you the second part. So we'll close out the first half of the show, and then we'll do the second half of the show. And then we'll take questions in between, right, Greg?
Yep. So we're going to take your questions. And so even while you're listening to us, and if something, comes to your mind or to your thoughts, go ahead and text it down there. We're going to look at all of the statements after we finish, before we close out. And hey, who knows? We may be able to give you some real excellent advice after we finish the first part. Okay?
Absolutely. So we're going to get started.
I thought I heard it just vibrate. Is that what I closed down all the notifications?
Yeah.
Should I do that now?
Well,
well, I did.
What are you doing?
At least I thought I did.
All right. Well, you might as well give Galen a shout out while you're doing this. We got
our
sound engineer.
Boom, our sound engineer.
It's
Galen
G-Man for
G-Man.
Studio G.
Studio G. There it is. Studio G.
And
boom,
as
boom.
we get ourselves together.
There it is. There it is. And so we're about to launch out. And I'm just... oh, no. Okay. Not like that. We can just do like this. Yeah, everything's cool.
Everything's set?
Everything's set.
Okay.
All right, so we're about to launch out, folks.
Okay.
Ah, beautiful.
Some people said they can't see my full face, but it's hard. I like to show my pretty face. But
There it is.
but you got the microphones, you got to do that. So
right.
Here we go, folks. Let's queue up. You ready, Galen?
Okay. Here we go.
I can barely see you.
Yeah. I'll just sound like
over
this.
a little bit. That's all.
I'll do like that. Okay, here we go.
This is Advice for Life with Al Laws, CEO of Wynn Family Services, here in Baltimore, Maryland. Here on Advice for Life, we're discovering exciting ways to make our relationships better. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back to get into today's program.
Here we are with another show, and we are excited, Al,
Absolutely.
because it is being a blessing to our listening audience, and we are looking to expand and to reach out in a different variety of ways. We're doing the thing on Facebook, and we know that the information concerning family strengthening is blessing people out there. But first of all, as always, we want to invite our listening audience to call in and share with us your story. Call in at 410-578-8004 and leave your story, leave your information or scenario that we can apply family strengthening principles to be a blessing to you. Also, check us out on the web at www.advice4life.us and click on the podcast tab, and we know that it is going to be a blessing to you to listen to a variety of series that we have there for Advice for Life. And most of all, check us out on Facebook. We are doing live recordings on Tuesday evenings at about around 8:20 p.m. You can check us out there and be blessed. Be blessed. And be able to see us do this in the live, right, Al?
Absolutely. And we want to welcome all of our Facebook Live lookers, not listeners.
Right.
Listening and looking.
Right.
And want to say, please post it to your wall. Send it to your friends.
Yes.
If this is a blessing to you, we don't really ask for donations. We ask you to donate by sharing and spreading the word and telling people that this show has been a blessing to you. The other way that you can bless us is by calling in. And I tell people, just call in if you like what you're hearing.
Yeah.
If you're being blessed, at least call in and say, I feel blessed by what you're doing. Encourage us.
Yes.
We need the encouragement.
Right.
Trust me,
Yeah.
we need the encouragement. But every time, almost every week, I get some feedback from somebody I don't even know.
Wow.
Who is saying how much they're listening and how much they're enjoying it. And you also can call in with your own scenario, and we can actually go through with you.
Yes.
On the air. We will step through with you, your situation, and help you use the skills for your particular relationship situation.
Right, and we are getting feedback. We are getting more feedback. We're getting some call-ins. We are getting scenarios. People say, I have a scenario to share with you. So that's a blessing, because, again, you're not alone.
Right.
In your situation with your relationship, you're not alone. And we are privileged, we are honored to have the ability and the opportunity to be a blessing to you. Right, Al?
Absolutely. So we've been talking about process. And in our process, that process we're talking about is the awareness wheel.
Right.
And we compare that to our passions, because many times the reason why we can't be disciplined to go through or be aware of our process is because our passions overtake us.
Yeah.
And we're very passionate people, and especially passionate when we are in relationships that we're very close to. When we're really in a tight relationship, it's so hard for us to get past our passions so that we can properly and maturely go through the process.
Right.
And of course, as we've been talking about in the awareness wheel, the process of the awareness wheel helps you see how you are flowing in the relationship cycle.
Okay.
And so you can also be able to see how other people are flowing in their cycle.
Right.
So if you are aware of the other person's process and your own process, you have a much better chance of really communicating your thoughts and feelings in a appropriate and healthy way.
Yeah.
When you don't have that, all you're doing is you're reacting. You're reacting to what the person gives you.
Wow.
And when you're reacting, usually you're reacting out of defensiveness. Or you're reacting out of a place where you're trying to get your point across.
Right.
And your point coming across is the most important thing to you.
Right.
It's more important for you to get your point across or to react or defend yourself before the person than to really recognize that you both are in a process and you both want to communicate. You both want something positive to happen.
Absolutely.
Most people don't come together in a relationship and say, I want this communication to fail.
I just want it to stink. I want it to be...
I want nothing to come out of this. I want us to argue and fight.
Right.
Most people don't go into a communication with the intention to fight or to be in disagreement.
Right.
But what happens is because we are not aware of our process, we find ourselves there many, many times.
Right. And that is the unskilled part of us.
Right.
The unskilled parts of us come out, and when those two rascals meet, there's going to be big trouble.
Right. And our natural inclination is to blame someone or something. So if we're in communication and it doesn't go well, then we're going to point the finger at the other person.
Right.
This is why the communication didn't happen that way. And we have all these reasons about why that person is responsible for why the communication didn't happen that way. When in fact, as we used to say, my grandparents used to tell me, it takes two to tangle, son.
Exactly.
So it takes two to create an argument. Nobody can really argue with themselves.
Right. That's so true.
Actually, if they're trying to argue with themselves, they're actually fussing.
Right. You're not arguing, you're fussing because I'm not responding. Right.
So sometimes if you catch yourself and the other person is just listening and being quiet, just recognizing that you're trying to argue with yourself and you're actually fussing. That's the definition of fussing.
And that can actually upset the other person, but you got to be skilled at not.
You got to be skilled in how to respond. Absolutely. And if you're listening, you're actually being authentic. You know that you're listening. You're trying to let the person vent and say what they're going to say, And then the first thing you do when somebody is trying to get something across, they're passionate, they're trying
Right.
to get it out.
Right.
The first thing, you got a couple of skills that you can do that are go-to skills.
Absolutely.
And most of you should know this because I've been teaching you.
Yep.
One of the first things that you're going to try to do is what?
You're going to should give a mirror.
Okay, you can give a mirror. That's an advanced skill. I would probably put that as number 3.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So the first one you can do that's very easy is that you can find a place to agree.
Agree. Joining.
Yep. So you're finding agreement. So you don't have to think about it. You don't have to try to go into a book or read something special. You can just take from what I'm saying here. If you are in communication with someone,
right,
and you find and see that person venting or, laying you out, trying to give you what they're saying, my discipline is twofold. One is the response mode, and one is my mindset. My mindset is always, what is their intention?
Right, that's good.
What are they trying to give me? They're trying to communicate something, and maybe the way they're saying it, or how they're saying it, or the way I might feel about the way they're saying it may be tough.
Okay.
But I'm going to focus on their intention. They're trying to do something, and I also think they're not against me.
Right.
Because if you don't put that in your mind, then you will naturally become defensive.
Right.
So that's my thought process.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's one.
Now, my response is I'm going to find agreement.
Okay.
So whatever they say, I'm going to find some place in there that I can agree. And if I start with agreement, I'm usually going to be 99% more better off than if I talk about what I disagree with.
Okay.
Now remember, I told you that we have this reverse nature. God says to be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath.
Right.
And we are slow to hear, quick to speak, and quick to wrath.
Right.
So we do just the opposite. I keep repeating that because our natural response a lot of times is when the person brings something that we don't like and we don't agree with, we right away go to what we don't agree with.
Wow.
It's so natural. Yeah, but I don't agree with no. What I want you to start with, I want you to say what you agree with.
Right.
Always start with what you agree with, and you're always going to be 99% better. Right? So agreement is like the easiest thing that you can do. You find that place so that person knows that you're connected and that you agree with. Okay? And then, of course, you can mirror to them. You can reflect what you hear them say.
Right.
That's certainly a good step to take in that communication. But my point of this is that we're looking at process, and the process is the awareness wheel,
right,
where we talk about intentions, we talk about thoughts, feelings,
and behavior.
And then behavior. So we go through this process as we're both thinking about the communication process and experiencing the communication process. We know that if we think in terms of the awareness wheel,
right,
the intentions, the thoughts, the feelings, and the behavior,
right,
then we will be more aware.
Right.
And we're doing that both for ourselves and for other people.
Absolutely.
Now, when the passion comes in, the passion always gets us stuck. Now, let me explain why passions get us stuck.
Okay.
Passions get us stuck because we are more interested in what we need and what we want than what the other person needs and the other person wants.
Okay.
We have this tendency to always frame or respond or relate to things based on what we need and what we want. And so the discipline that you have to turn around in your heart and your spirit is that I am in this because I want peace. Right? Remember the scripture last time we said, as much as it depends on you, be at peace with all men.
Right.
Well, how do you come at peace with all men? First, you have to give up your desire to have it your way.
I like that.
And to do it and to have things framed the way you need them to be in the moment.
Right.
The Bible says it this way, is that we're supposed to consider our brother higher than ourselves.
Right.
We're supposed to look at the other person and consider them first.
Right.
And so that is a very difficult process for us because we're in a society that's always telling us to look at what you need.
Me. Selfie.
Absolutely. Selfie, selfish. So my point is that we have to get to that place that we're willing to consider someone higher than ourselves or first.
Absolutely.
Now, when we get to that, and peace is the most important thing, then our ability to see process above passion can come into play.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want us to look at this. There's a scripture in James chapter 1, and I want to read that to you. It says, "Where do the conflicts and where do quarrels among you come from? Is it not from this, from your passions that battle inside you?"
Wow, here it is.
So you see, the premise is really we're fighting within ourselves.
Right.
And we take it out on the other person.
That's the bottom line. Kind of what happens. It's like you just put like a little pinhole, and all that pressure that's in the other person just seeps out.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
So we are struggling with things because we are trying to get in touch with our own thinking about the matter, our own feelings. And remember, I tell you, people always bypass their feelings. They don't spend enough time to really think through, how can I put my feelings into one word so that I can relate to them? Because if you can't relate to your feelings, how can somebody else relate to your feelings?
True.
You know, you're saying, can't you see how I feel? You know, don't you understand where I'm coming from? No, because you are battling within yourself. You don't understand where you're coming from. And because you don't, and because you're in this passionate mode, you just blast out whatever comes on your mind, whatever feelings you have just overtake you. You become quick to speak, slow to hear, and quick to wrath. You do all those things. And so I want to talk more about this process and passion situation, because those things define your practice. How you are able to practice having good, healthy communication. I'm about to, in the second part of our show, I'm about to help people understand how they can practice and take power and control over their passion, so that when they are in communication, they can truly share their thoughts and feelings in a healthy way. And we're going to do more of that on the way to church.
Hang in, everybody. We're going to be right back.
Woo. Okay, so that was a roll.
Part 1 done.
That was our first half that went quicker than I thought. I don't know whether I saw any questions. I saw some hearts come up. I appreciate the hearts. Showing the love. There's some more hearts. Thank you so much. That makes it feel good. It makes us feel validated. Look, if you have any questions, you can bring those up. Who's some of the people that joined us, Greg?
Well, let's check it out. And I'm going to turn it to the maestro.
Like that while I read. There you go. There he is. Pretty Ricky, what they call him. But
let's see. I'm looking. I don't see any statements.
No questions. Just go right. Comments.
No comments. Thus, I am listening as well. Yada yada yada. John says, "Pretty Ricky," busting out with the crazy looking checkered shirt. It's actually really nice.
It's stylish.
It's purple.
I'm trying to teach him style. He'll get it. He'll get it.
Okay. Let's see. Gail says, "Hey, cousin."
Yeah. How you doing, cuz? That's my cousin from North Carolina.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us live on Facebook, and pass on the word.
Mary says hello. Mary Merrill.
Hey, Mary. Good to hear from you.
Yep. And so no questions. Hope everybody's enjoying.
Yep.
Okay, listening as well. Nathaniel Wilson.
Nice.
Okay, your brother Sean. Sean in the house.
There it is.
Sean in the house. Michael Johnson in the house.
Yep. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to do our second half. So we're going to cut off on this program, and you can join us back on our next showing. We're going to do it probably in the next couple of minutes, so you'll see it come up.
Right.
Please put this recording on your wall, repost it, tweet something about it, all the time. You know, whatever you can do, just send it out to the people that you know, and allow them to be blessed by our program. Thank you.